Okay, so I've decided today's video is going to be something a little different. This is my Nissan Leaf. We've had this for a few years. It's 65 plate, so I think that makes it 2015 this car was made. It's the 24 kilowatt version, so quite a small battery. I don't really use it much anymore. It is actually available for sale, so if anyone's interested, yes, you can buy this car. And obviously the Polestar is over here. So with this channel, the main focus at the moment has been the Polestar, but I wanted to make some videos that would appeal to people who are interested in getting into electric car driving and yeah, just general electric car kind of stuff. So I thought today would be a good one to go out for a drive in the Nissan Leaf. Now the main point of this video is actually going to be to see what kind of battery consumption we get, because until I bought the Polestar 2, I really didn't think about things like range, consumption. You know, I knew the Nissan Leaf's not going to go fast. Never tried to use it for longer journeys. But what is interesting now, having got to grips with how the Polestar 2 works and how it uses its energy, I thought it would be nice to do the same kind of test, but with the Nissan Leaf. So yeah, we're going to hop in now, and I'll explain a little bit more in a second. But of course, if you could like and subscribe down below, that would be great. Okay, let's go. Okay, so as I already said, this is 2015 Nissan Leaf, 24 kilowatt battery. So yeah, 24 kilowatt hour battery. So it's quite small. This is one of the cars that has probably the worst range of the Nissan Leaf family. But that being said, it's a really nice car. I've always enjoyed driving it. And if it's for local trips, then it doesn't really make any difference what the range is like, because if you can charge at home or while you're out at work or something like that, then it's okay. Just hop backwards and forwards. So yeah, I'm sat in the car now, and I haven't preconditioned or preheated anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a short drive. It's going to be 25 miles. I'm going to drive from where I live up to Crawley and then back. So it kind of gives you a rough indication of what a real world drive would be like if you commute 25 miles a day, this is the perfect car for that kind of thing. You could do a 50-mile a day commute, that would be fine. But we're going to try 25 miles, and from a cold start where we haven't preconditioned the car, and see what kind of consumption we get. Now, just looking at what we've got here in the car, we've got battery percentages saying 56% and 48 miles remaining. And yeah, so let's head off now, and I'll reset all the trip computer data, and then we'll see what it's like when we get to Crawley, and then we'll do the drive back. It's getting pretty dark now, and I've done the first 10 miles. Drove from my house up to Crawley, and really interesting. There's quite a big elevation change from where I live, driving up the A23, and the roads are very wet. The weather's really bad. Temperature is really low today, 2 degrees. And the percentage has dropped from, it was 55 when I actually drove off, dropped by 1% just before I left, and it's now down at 29%. So we used, what's that, 26% just getting here, and that's to cover just 10 miles. So yeah, range wasn't brilliant on the way here, but it'll be a lot better going back, because it is downhill for a lot of the journey. So you can see here on the display, we got 29%, and we've done 10 miles, and also we have an average of 2.5 miles per kilowatt. So yeah, let's head back and see what we end up with when we get back home. Okay, so I've made it back, and only just. If you look at this, you can see 12 miles remaining, and I'm onto the last 2 bars now. And on the display, it shows, what have we got? 14%. That's all we've got left. And yeah, this is one of the problems. Someone commented on a video, and yeah, I get their point. They didn't say exactly this, but they said, yeah, I have a solution to your problem. Just buy a car with an engine and you don't have to worry about all this stuff, and we won't waste all our time making these calculations. They didn't say exactly that, but they had a point. Like, yeah, people will laugh at us in 10 years time when they see these videos about trying to fiddle around with a car that can do 60 miles and work out its range. So it's kind of a bit of a joke, but in the future, yeah, this kind of thing won't even be an issue. But you can see from this, though, that I started at 55% and I ended up back home with 14%. So that 55 minus 14, nice and simple, 41%. Now, yeah, that's a lot of power in terms of percentage of the battery for a short journey. So you can see that according to the trip computer, it was actually 2.9 miles per kilowatt, which is actually really good efficiency for any car. Compared to the Polestar, and considering the weather being that bad, you can see from all the driving footage how bad it was. It's just heavy rain, lots of water on the road, and 2 degrees. And I started freezing cold as well. The car's been sat not doing anything for a couple of days, and no preconditioning either. So this is the worst case scenario. But basically, yeah, that works out. So we did 20.4 miles, and that is going to give you a range of, just look at my calculator, yeah, 50 miles. 50 miles. Now, my car is a 35,000 mile car, and it has it's got 12 bars, and the last time Nissan did a battery check on it, the battery health is really good. But of course, there is some degradation. There's no way that this is going to perform as well as it would have done when it was new. So you got to give the car a bit of a break. And this is a car that's worth like £7,500. So it's a cheap used car that I say cheap, not very cheap, but for an electric car, this is battery owned as well, so no battery leasing. If someone wants to get into driving an EV, this is a great car. But yeah, a real world range if you're commuting on the motorway. Now, this is almost entirely motorway from where I live up to Crawley and back, 20-mile round trip. 50 miles was the range. It is definitely worth bearing in mind, though, that if you can charge this car at home, even on a 3-pin plug overnight or at work, then that will really help, because say, for example, you do drive 15 miles each way. Even in the worst conditions, you're going to be able to make that round trip. And if you can get home and then make sure you charge overnight, then that's fine. You're going to be able to make that trip again the next day with no issues. The problem will be is if you forget to charge, and that happened to my wife once, actually. She took the Leaf out, took the children to school, forgot to charge it the night before. And yeah, she got there, but then she had to head off to a rapid charger to top up. It was no big deal. It was fine. But it's something to bear in mind that if you're going to go for an older car like the Nissan Leaf with a shorter range, you've got to remember to charge it up if you want to get the most out of using that car and try and reduce stress in your life. So yeah, I hope this video has been useful. It was really fun for me to try this because I've hardly driven the Nissan since I got the Polestar, and 2.9 miles per kilowatt is actually really efficient in this kind of weather. The Polestar, you know, most people, including me, are seeing about 2, maybe 2.5 in this kind of weather. If I did a longer journey, I probably would expect to get, yeah, probably 2.5, I'd say, 180-mile round-trip range. So the Nissan does a really good job. It's a very efficient car for its power. It just has a small battery. That's really the main problem. But it's an older design, so that's what you'd expect. So yeah, I hope this video has been useful. And again, if you could like and subscribe down below, I'll be back again with another video very soon. Thank you.